So business is important to me because money at the end of the day, Harry, is a tool, right? And a tool can be utilized for good and bad things.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to make your first million? And today we're with Philip, which is the president and CEO of Light Speed Investment. So Philip, tell us, what are the 5 steps to make your first million?
First step, you got to explore and find something to be passionate about, where that passion can turn into an obsession. Because the greats, no matter what they do, right, they live it. It is not work for them, right? Because they are in such enjoyment of it. And because when you're so obsessed with something, you think about it and you do it nonstop.
I agree 100%. You feel like you're not working, right? Because you're
That's
upset
right.
about it.
In
Excellent.
order to become extraordinary, all you have to do is do the ordinary things extra. And the obsession and passion will carry that forward.
Brilliant. And what would be the step number 2, Philip?
You have to be intentional in developing skills that pays, okay? Skills that are high income skills that pays, as well as relationships. You got to learn how to get along with different personalities, right? Have charm, be able to be witty, and create moments with people. Because if people walk away and they don't remember who you are, you did not leave an impression on them, then it's going to be very hard for you to do business in general.
It's like I say, your network is your net worth, right?
That's right.
Very good. And then step number 3.
Success is 80% mindset, 20% execution, no matter what industry you're in, right? So what I mean by that is I'm emphasizing the importance of developing and cultivating resilience, right? Because no matter what areas of life you're in, you will always have ups and downs. The key mark of success is maintaining the same enthusiasm, right? Despite any obstacles or failures that you might experience. So you keep going through it, right? Without losing momentum at all.
Very good. And number 4?
Prioritize growth and an investment mindset. From now on, you are never spending time with anyone or anything. You're always investing. So get rid of the word spend in your vocabulary. Start saying, oh, I'm going to invest time with my friends. I'm going to invest time with my families, right? I'm going to invest time with my kids. Because what you have to understand, there's a misnomer. Time is not money. You understand that? Why is time not money? Because you can always make more, right? But you can never get time back, despite how wealthy you are. So time is actually not money. Time is even more valuable than money. So start thinking, right, and developing an investor mindset. And you no longer spend, you're always investing.
And the final one?
You have to put your ego aside, right, to ask other people ahead of you for guidance. This is a hallmark trait of all the greats out there, right? Because they're willing to say, hey, there's something that I don't know, but I'm willing to put my shame of not knowing aside, turn that into positive curiosity, go ask people how did they do it. Now that allows you to compress time where you don't make the same mistakes and you get to success even faster.
Hey, so tell us, how you decide to become an entrepreneur? What happened?
For me, it was definitely a journey, right? So my whole start began in Hong Kong, which is a city of international commerce. Now, I'm a city boy that loves the suburbs, right? I'm JayHawk raised in Kansas. For those of you who don't know, it's a championship state in both basketball and American football. Mm-hmm. So for me, when I was supposed to take over my dad's accounting firm, but I said, thanks, no thanks. Because 1, I didn't want to wake up in the city. And 2, I didn't want to wake up and do people's taxes. So when he was like, okay, kiddo, what do you want to do? I said, I have no clue. Let me explore the medical field. And at that time, being a surgeon really resonated with me, right? Hands-on aspects, intellectually challenging aspects, as well as the lucrative career. But what I learned as I became more and more immersed within medicine was that long-term, this is not going to be the path that would make me happy and create that fulfillment. And to be completely honest, I was not passionate about medicine at all. That's what I learned. Like I thought I was, right? That's why I say explore, right? But then you may have an idea, but you never know until you're in it.
Mhm.
So to keep things really, simple, I went through that and I utilized my master's, as an excuse just to be real with you. Like, hey, I'm doing this thing, I'm getting my master's degree to my family. But really, in the back of my mind, I was like formulating. I'm like, how am I going to structure the rest of my life? Because I don't think this is it. And at the same time, it was a difficult conversation with my family. And also, being JayHawk raised, basketball's always had a huge influence on my upbringing. So I realized at a certain point that, in terms of my personal goals and dreams, right, I love basketball, but, basketball doesn't pay me money. And the only way that I would get into the NBA is through business. So I said, if I have to go figure out a way to become an NBA team owner, right, just so
Ah,
that if I have to do it that way to put myself on the roster as a player, then that's the way that I'm going to get it done. But so the point is, business for me was a vehicle, it is a vehicle where I can utilize to achieve my personal goals and dreams, right? So business is important to me because money at the end of the day, Harry, is a tool, right? And a tool can be utilized for good and bad things, right? So you just have to look at it where wealth is a very important tool for you to have, but ultimately, whatever you want to become, let's say you want to become a Hollywood actor, right, in movies.
mhm.
As you know, actors, especially aspiring ones, it's difficult to get paid well, right? That's where maybe you're like, hey, maybe if I build a great business, then I can utilize those funds to propel my acting career, right? Or in my case, my NBA goals and dreams, or in most people's case, business and family, right? But for me, it's more like business, basketball, and then the family. But regardless of what dreams you have, understand that dreams are a sign of the universe to let you know that you're predestined for it, right? It is meant to be yours beforehand, but
Mm.
you just got to figure out, are you willing to work hard for it? Are you willing to go through the obstacles? Because the universe will test your worth, right? So I got into entrepreneurship because of various experiences that allowed me to go, okay, I explored this, I explored that, I got immersed in this, I have personal passions here. How do I execute in a way where I can actually bring my dreams to reality, right? And you're going to need money for that,
Mm.
right? So that's how I personally got into business myself.
And I think that what you say about exploring is brilliant because I think well, I had a property business, was my first business. We managed to sell over 5 million, but I have in the back of my mind that I want to own a restaurant. So at some point, I opened a restaurant, and yeah, it was kind of a dream that I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But exactly what you say, once I got immersed into that, I realized that was not for me. It was too much work. I lost 200,000 pounds Monday to Sunday with no
Right.
living. So at the end of the day, we always have to explore because even we can have a dream in our mind that we can want to do X, Y, and Z. But once you dive in, that's why I'm 100% agree with you when you went to school about medicine. Maybe you had that dream. Maybe it's something that that your parents want you to do, and you are okay with it. But once you dive in and you say, "Oh my God, I have to study so many hours, and how many these people get paid, and how many hours I had to study? I had to study all my life." You know, when you study medicine, you have to study all your life. And so, at the end of the day, we have to explore to see what we are comfortable with. However, Philip, this is my question because all I know that you got it like every single entrepreneur or multimillionaire that we interview in this podcast, that somehow we have in our genes the entrepreneurs. We know deep inside us, oh,
Yes,
one day we're gonna do something amazing. I
absolutely.
can do it better. But who gave you the last push? Because in the end, sometimes you need a little bit of push. So
Yeah, yeah.
someone
I
for
would
your
say
family, it was
in
a
my
friend, it
case,
was a book.
no,
What
no.
was
In
it
my case,
that you
like I
said?
said, it was Kansas. Like I know you're in the UK, so it was my state, right? Because we win a lot of championships. Like it
Uh-huh.
is, there's a pride. I mean, you're from. Please understand, right? You're in an international city, right? In London, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
right? If you're up in the UK, so I come from Hong Kong, right? And there's a pride, and just no different if you were Hong Kong, New York, and London, right? So in Kansas, there's a huge pride, right, around basketball and football because we win a lot of championships. Like we just won 2 back-to-back NFL championships. Our university, in terms of basketball, we invented basketball. So right, so there's a lot that goes into the culture itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me personally, the thing that gave me the push was the citizens, that live around here, and what I'm day in and day out with our teams, where I realized for me, it is no longer, a privilege, but it's a responsibility. I look around and I'm like, I don't see anyone else doing this but me, right? And so it started, and it always evolves. It started as a little passion thing, right? And I say it's really important for you to have a personal passion as well as a practical passion. Like the practical passion needs to be paying you the bills, so that you can fund the passion pay you anything, right? You just want or in the near future, right? Because it's got to take that time to ramp up. But, for me personally, it was the that I had with people in the state, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, so I would say started initially facing a lot of challenges, adversity and discrimination on the basketball court. And as I myself to become a great basketball player, right? I have now a reputation in the state, around where I live locally, it started to turn and change where then people were neutral, right? And they started to respect my reputation. They started knowing that I'm not someone that they should mess with on the basketball court. And then from there, it turned into a lot of support. Like I have so many stories where naturally, I'm associated with greatness, like just out of coincidence, like things would happen. And I'm like, oh, wow, like, I can't believe I'm associated with that. And so if you look at Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, right, they're kind of very similar. Like if you actually study greatness and study successful people, you would find out that Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, back in the day, there were not very many computers, but they happened to be in an environment where their school got access to those computers. And they just happened to be the kids that, they enjoyed it. They developed that passion and then they became so obsessed with it. So it's similar to me, I'm in an environment where it's not computers, it's Kansas. It's sports. There's an emphasis on championship excellence, And so, like I said, good, bad, or indifferent, when you're around it, there's that pride, just like there is a pride between, Hong Kong, New York, and London, right? As a person living in the city, it's no different here. And so the environment, that's what gave me that push.
But then, Philip, a lot of people say, oh, follow your passion. You should be doing your passion. But even my girlfriend, she owns a book publishing company, and some people say they want to publish a book that they're passionate about. And my girlfriend is telling them sometimes, okay, write first the book that's gonna make you money, and after you can write the book that you're passionate about. Sometimes passion don't market fit doesn't mean. I mean, you
exactly.
can have a problem and you can be passionate about it, but if there is no market for it, or people are not willing to pay for the product or the service you're passionate about, passion is not going to get you further. So how do you manage to find the gap in the market where you can link your passion with actually something that you can market and make some money out of it?
Okay, so I would say before you even make money, right? Because money is a byproduct. What are your inputs? Okay, like for example, you said, okay, you may have a book that you just want to write, but before that, you should probably have a book that pays you, right? Well, most people, and this is kind of just a lot of things I got to learn being around very, very high entrepreneurs. Most people, what they do is they write an entire book and then they try to sell it. Attacking the market with speed is so important, and that immediate feedback. What you actually ought to do is you ought to pre-sell your book. Let the whole 100%. World know, hey, I'm thinking about writing this book, right? You are currently hearing it from early stages. Opt into this list right now so that I know you're serious, right? And I can give, maybe for $10 or whatever. But now you have a group of people that is, that you're building, right? That this community of buyers. So you develop that first and you have that following first, and then you present to them the products, right?
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.